Hello, everyone. This is Slatter.
Antonio Turner.
Welcome to another edition of GTA Heat Check, brought to you by GTA Sports Network. If you haven't already, make sure you follow GTA Sports Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel GTA Sports, and don't forget to check out GTASportsNet.com for all things in the world of sports. Tom, how you doing, man?
Man, been crazy, bro. Last couple of weeks, man.
Ooh, it's like Thanksgiving break rolled around and the wheels literally fell off the wagon that whole
After
week.
my birthday, things been crazy. You already know.
I do, man. But look, we glad that you're here in good health. Look, listen. The Rona is coming after everybody, okay?
Bro.
They said GTA ain't safe. I was like, but it's all good. It's all
because
good.
everything happens for a reason. It is what it is now.
Again, it's like anything else. When you're a professional athlete, like the ones we cover day in and day out, you gotta learn how to adapt to your situation, adapt to your environment, and we know how to adapt. We gotta learn how to adapt. We can't always do things the same way.
Pretty much where we've been at.
2020 has been the year of adaptation. Okay.
Yeah, it's almost over, so I'm just waiting for a new year, man. Just trying to get through this one.
Well, since we've been gone, let's go ahead and knock it out. Let's go ahead and get in the All NBA edition. We got so much basketball to cover. It's gonna probably take a whole episode to cover. But
absolutely.
Man, do we want to start with your Lakers, or you wanna go west? Or you wanna go east? What you want to do?
You know, we can always start my Lakers. You ain't gonna hear no complaints about that.
On this side. So LeBron James has decided to sign a 2-year extension, $85 million.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm playing till I'm 40.
You get go-like deals like that. 42 and a half each year.
I know this is not gonna sound good because you're a Lakers fan.
You like to disrespectful.
Do I got a certain look I give when I'm about to be disrespectful? Is it a look? Did I give it away?
I know it. I just know. We know each other for a while. I knew each other a couple of years. So.
Man, I'm ready for LeBron to retire, dog. I'm tired of seeing this dude, man.
I get it.
Done.
He ain't ready yet, though.
Clearly.
He said if they could do it in the NFL, he definitely could do it in the NBA. If Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Big Vic all do it in their 40s.
I'm ready for him to say, look, I've had a great career, 4 championships.
He trying to respect the Laker Nation, man. He don't want to be there for just 3 years. He's trying to put at least 5 years in.
I'm like, I gotta deal with this dude for at least 3 more years. I'm like,
you gotta get the Lakers respect, Laker Nation. 3 years, all right, you got 1 title. That ain't enough. You're trying to be a great Laker.
He trying to be up there with the Kareems and Shaqs
and Kobe. Yeah. If you're trying to be up there, you gotta get up there.
Then that makes me think about what you said. Kendrick Perkins over ESPN said, Lakers winning 2 more chips in the next 3 years. I'm just like, I gotta deal with the LeBron train, the LeBron fans for 3 more years. I'm like
3 more. I don't think he had 3 more in him, to be honest. I thought he was gonna retire. I thought he was gonna finish out his deal till next season, and I thought he was done.
Man.
We was all proven wrong.
I'm like, can we just finish this contract out and just ride off into the Hollywood sunset, like go Sunset Strip, Vegas Strip, something? Can you
He's trying to get at least 1 more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm glad we got the 1 with him. But, Lakers, we expect big stuff, though, too. We expect titles.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't come to LA without.
I want to say you said it in one of our older episodes. You was like, anytime a team gets LeBron James, it's championship or bust. Every year.
Absolutely.
Like every year since like 2010, it's been championship or bust. So for like 10 years straight, I've been dealing with LeBron going to the finals or winning a final, or like for like the last
absolutely.
Either he's winning or he's getting you there.
It's like Tom Brady.
Yeah, like a Tom Brady. Like,
you get tired of seeing Tom Brady every year, every other year in the Super Bowl. Like, man, can you stop? Can you lose eventually?
My only beef with Brady was he robbed Manning of chips.
Well, yeah,
that's been Eli stole some chips from him too, though. So
yeah, some of that was Peyton's fault, but
true.
Oh my god.
That's a whole nother conversation. It ain't all Brady's fault, but
right.
Brady plays a major part in why Peyton only has 2 instead of like I don't
it
know,
only got 1 with the Colts.
4, 5, huh?
And only 1 with the Colts.
Exactly, and only 1 with the Colts. Brady's a huge reason why, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
But not to get too far away from the NBA conversation. LeBron signed his extension, $85 million. Clearly, he wants to play till he's 40, and whether he admits it or not, he's playing until he beats Kareem's scoring title. That's what he's going after.
That you said that and his son.
And his son.
He want to make it to his son to get to the league. He can play. I don't know. I doubt they play together unless LeBron just.
Well, there's been some rumblings that Bronny ain't a first-round draft pick. So based on his skill set, he might fall to the Lakers based on
but
him
Bronny
not
only
being
15.
Yeah. I mean, there is room for him to grow, but they just, reports are saying that the younger brother Bryce is actually better than Bronny.
Yeah. Does he even want to play basketball though? The younger one.
Who?
Does the younger one want to play like LeBron and Bronny though?
According to reports,
I know he played, but I don't know. I never really thought he.
According to reports, he's all in basketball right now. I don't know if it's going to change by the time he gets to high school
or 13, however he is.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to change or not, but right now he's all in. That's what the reports say.
I know he played, and I've seen a couple videos on Bleacher and stuff. Yeah, so, I mean, that's he definitely ain't playing till Bryce get there.
Right. Well, what we do know for sure is that Anthony Davis signed a 5-year, $190 million mini max, as you call it. So obviously,
that's what Now we're talking.
So he no more. I want to go home and play in Chicago talk right now. That we can kind of put that aside.
We ain't worried about that no more. He could go after his 5 years is done. He can go back home all he wants to.
You know what? For you to be a Laker fan and you're willing to give up one of the generational talents of this era and say, look, if he wants to go home after 5 years, I'm okay with that. That's big for you. That's big for you.
I mean, because I plan on with him and LeBron, I plan at least another one. And I plan on getting there at least twice. Like Kendrick said, winning twice. I take just one more. I'm happy LeBron got the one because I needed it this past season. Right. I know it's about to be even tougher. Not really even tough, a little bit more tougher.
You had it right the first time. You said yourself this time last year.
Yeah.
You said, if LeBron wants to win a championship in LA, here's his window.
Well, absolutely.
Golden State's out the picture. Now they're back somewhat.
Yeah, but a little bit because there's no play.
KD was out for a whole season, and he's back now. He's fully healthy. We got to see what
he can do. I'm scared of.
Yeah, that's your threat
more
right there.
More scared of Brooklyn and then all the teams coming up in the West.
And the East.
Yeah.
Because Miami –
that's what I'm afraid why they won't make it.
I'm going to let you know now, Miami ain't no fluke. Like I'm not saying they're going to go back to the finals again this year, but I will say they're going to be a threat for the next 3 to 5 years based on the re-signings. Based on Bam re-signing, based on – they still got Jimmy.
I mean, Jimmy ain't going nowhere.
Jimmy ain't going nowhere. That's probably his last big team, if anything, unless –
I mean, you got Hero and them.
Yeah, Hero, Duncan. Everybody pretty much – they re-signed –
They got what?
They re-signed Dragic.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, he was like one of the first ones.
Oh yeah, they told him. They was like, oh no, you're coming back.
He took a pay cut though.
He's like, you're definitely coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. He took a discount though.
I mean, I'm like this. If I'm Dragic and I done been around the league, I done kind of been, here and there, and I'm not a spring chicken by any means.
Nah, he definitely not that.
I'm gonna take the pay cut for a chance to win a championship with these young guys because I know I'm not leading no team to a championship by myself. Not at this point in my career. No. That's like Ricky Rubio trying to go be a leader of a team somewhere.
Where he went to Minnesota, right?
Yeah, he's in Minnesota. He's back in Minnesota now. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember.
That's one of them players we was talking about earlier that went back to a team that they was at before.
Yeah, that's what I thought he had been there. Okay.
He'd been there before. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So with AD and LeBron re-signing, we already know LA's locked in for
it makes them the team to beat.
The next 3 to 5 years, they're going to be favorites for championships.
It makes them the team to beat again this year. Definitely, at least in the West, because you're not afraid of the Clippers. I know we're going to get into them.
We're going to get into them. We definitely get it.
Denver, okay,
And I have nothing.
Denver's
I have nothing really good to say about their off season. I have nothing really good to say about their postseason. Like I was not one of those guys this time last year saying, "Oh, the Clippers are going to win a championship."
No, I wouldn't. I did
The
have them
only
in the
way
conference finals though.
I expect them to at least get to conference finals, but I knew they was going to lose to the Lakers. I just knew the league
I
is
thought it
not
was
going
to be an LA showdown. That's what I thought.
That's what it was supposed to be.
But I don't see them getting there next year at all. I don't see them getting to the conference finals.
Nah, because in all
I got to feel
honesty,
they're gonna break it up before that. So
they don't have a choice.
they already broke it up for the most part.
Like I mentioned off the air before we started, when you have a team that gave the Warriors a run for their money with Kevin Durant, a healthy Kevin Durant,
exactly,
right? Took them 6 games, and actually had the league on notice, like we're the 8th seed and we're over here beating up on the 1 seed, and like we're 1 game away from taking them out.
Exactly.
Like, when you have that type of chemistry, these hard-nosed, blue-collar players, like a bunch of role players that are playing their positions, then you go out and get a superstar like a Kawhi Leonard, which, like I said to you earlier, it would have worked better had Kawhi came by himself. Where they ruined their future by appeasing Kawhi's request.
Playoff
because remember that grocery list of like draft picks they gave up for Paul George? That's like honestly, shout out to the Clippers, because they were the first ones to give Sam Presti. They were one of the first teams to give Sam Presti the grocery store of picks he got now. They were one of the first teams to give him a handful of picks. Too. Who?
And the Rockets.
Then the Rockets was the second team to give him a whole bunch of picks too. Yeah. So the Clippers set OKC up for the next like decade.
Oh, absolutely. They're gonna be
picks.
Yeah, it's gonna be number first rounders.
Right? Between them and New Orleans, those 2 teams are gonna go back and forth in first round next couple years.
Oh, absolutely.
Shout out to David Griffin. You know what I'm saying? David Griffin and Sam Presti definitely the GOATs when it comes to drafting. Sheesh. They've been fleecing teams left and right the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
So those 2 young teams, they definitely in rebuild mode, 100%. But back to the Clipper conversation. I feel like when you have Paul George on your roster, you're not winning.
Playoff P, man.
You're not winning no championships with playoff P. I'm sorry.
Pandemic P.
We as Hoosiers, we know who Paul George is.
Oh, absolutely.
We knew who he was before he left OKC.
Exactly.
We knew who he was before he even got to OKC.
Exactly.
Everything that the world is seeing on a grand stage now, we already knew what he was.
Exactly. OKC knew it too.
Yeah, that's why they let him go. Yeah, that's why they let him go. I mean, they let him go for a price. He's like, "Oh, we can't just give him to you."
Well, yeah, he make $40 million.
1, he makes too much, and then 2, he was an MVP candidate for 2 weeks in OKC. Let's not. I know you remember that. It was only 2 weeks. It was. People still bring that up. People are like, "Oh, we're gonna get that MVP running PG," and I'm like,
only 2 weeks though. It wasn't like
it was like 2 weeks.
You don't get 2 months.
It was like, huh?
You don't get 2 months. It was like 2 weeks, maybe 3.
It was literally like 2-3 weeks where he was like in the conversation, and then he like dropped off, and like funny. According to the reports, his shoulders went out after that run. That's when his shoulders was bad. So he was injured that whole like rest of the season. Apparently, that's what the reports say. Right. But when you have Paul George on your roster, your expectations can't be a championship. He's not champion. He does not have the championship mentality. What were you talking about when you said, "Oh, did you hear the reports of him blaming Doc Rivers for lack of adjustments during the postseason?"
Listen to it.
Yeah,
I thought it was crazy.
That'd be like LeBron blaming
everybody.
That would be like LeBron blaming the Cavaliers roster all his time going to the finals for losing in the finals.
Right. You don't say that out loud. If it is Doc's fault,
even if there's some truth, even if he's somewhat right, you still don't go out to the media and say that.
Exactly. Because Doc wasn't not there no more.
Of course.
Because he definitely wouldn't say if Doc was still there.
No.
And he might be out the door in a minute himself, Paul George. So
Oh, you know what? Here's the thing, though. Paul George, up until this past season, I think he was doing a very good job at playing so well in the regular season.
Yeah.
Teams would still pay top dollar for his services, right?
Now they're not.
Now that he got exposed, the way he got exposed with the Clippers.
Right.
I mean, really, he got exposed in OKC, but he really got exposed with the Clippers because they underperformed.
Yeah, now he ain't got no trade value, and he makes too much money.
Right. There was what you could say a lower level of expectation in OKC because we already know what type of player Russell was, and we knew that Carmelo wasn't helping the situation. So Paul George kind of was like hidden behind Russell's shortcomings,
right?
Melo's regression before he had to take that year and a half and rehabilitate himself.
Yeah.
So PG disappearing in the playoffs, nobody was paying attention to it because you had other issues, other fires in Oklahoma City. When you got to LA, the spotlight's on you. You're in LA now. You're home.
I get it.
You and Kawhi are like right there, front and center. Is you and Kawhi, LeBron and AD, the showdown for LA. So now everybody's watching, everybody's expecting. Even players was tweeting about it. It was like, damn, we didn't get the Battle of LA in the Western Conference. That's what we was waiting for.
I'm surprised though. We're not. We know this though.
We knew, we knew, but I'm saying the media
or what he didn't do with the Pacers.
The media was hyping it up so much though.
They need to get out their head that he's not a superstar; he's an all-star.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a difference between an all. You can make the all-star team, that's one thing, or an all NBA team.
No, so he can do that, all defensive team, all that. But
that don't make you a superstar. And I think the mistake is, I think people have really wanted Paul George to be like on LeBron's level.
Well, because he shows it though.
Huh?
He shows it though. Sometimes he used to show it all the time.
Show flashes of it, and one could argue before he broke his leg, he was right there.
Yeah,
one could argue that he hasn't been the same.
I probably wouldn't be either.
Yeah, I mean, that was
lost in the whole leg.
That was a gruesome injury. That was one of the worst injuries
You're not supposed to come back and be able to play.
Yeah, in the last decade, that's one of the worst injuries we've seen.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to come back. Him and Oladipo's both actually.
Yeah, and Gordon Hayward.
And Gordon's too.
Yeah. I just my expectation for the Clippers at this point, honestly, unless they get another what they really needed was a point guard, and they didn't get Chris Paul. Had they got Chris Paul back, which I knew Rondo or Rondo, either or, that would have made them a Western Conference threat.
And with the Lakers getting Shooter, they got a real point guard.
Oh no, Lakers! Congratulations, Lakers did the unthinkable. You took a championship roster, basically clean house,
basically,
and rebuilt another championship roster out of the remnants of a roster you just blew up.
Because the free agency class wasn't that great.
No.
Yeah, where you could change the team, so trades and
you definitely had to. Rob Pelinka definitely had to do some willing and dealing. No argument there. And he did a very good job of not bragging to the media who we're gonna get. So you didn't know who they got until they got them.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't
pull no Milwaukee stunts where you got, we're getting Bogdanovich, we're gonna send off DJ Wilson, George Hill, and some picks.
Oh, that's your team. Yeah. We're gonna get into them later.
How do you real quick? I'm gonna tap in real quick. How do you make a public service announcement? Woj drops bombs on it.
Right.
And then the deal falls through, and then the NBA puts an investigation on you. I'm like,
they didn't.
My God! I'm like,
internal. He's gonna trade for somebody. They don't know if he want to come or not.
What y'all don't realize is that move alone, and I hate to say this because I am a Milwaukee Buck. God, this is one of my favorite teams to talk about. They lost Giannis when they lost that deal.
Oh yeah, he said it.
They lost him.
He said he had that guy. He said that was his dude because they played overseas against each other in the past.
Exactly. That's what they wanted.
He said he knew what Black Diamonds could bring to the table.
Right. That's what they wanted. Yeah,
Like he'll
they
probably
lost him.
play it out. He's gonna play out the year, see how it goes.
Right.
I don't see them winning. They got to at least get to the finals for him to think about staying, in my opinion.
Yeah, they definitely have to. When it comes to Drew Holiday, I like the move for his career. For his career, it'll definitely put him on the map when it comes to playing for a team that's championship or bust, if you will.
Yeah.
Compared to the Pelicans being a young team that's on the come up.
Right.
His timeline didn't fit Zion and BI and Zoe's timeline.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
Drew Holiday is 30. His timeline was with,
They all under 25.
Exactly. His timeline fit Anthony Davis's timeline, which is why he didn't want to leave if AD had stayed. But when AD left, it threw him off because I don't fit the timeline of these guys.
Absolutely not.
That's like keeping JJ Redick. Realistically, it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know? He don't fit the timeline.
Is he still on the Pelicans or did he go somewhere?
Last time I checked, he's a free agent unless they re-sign him. I don't
know nothing about JJ.
I think he's still out there. I don't think he's I think he one of them players, honestly, he's at the point in his career where he can get a phone call at the trade deadline and somebody will be like, "Hey, have you been training? Have you been keeping, staying in shape, staying on it?"
Yeah. And somebody call him because they did training.
Somebody call him up because really, honestly, I'm surprised his old team ain't called him back yet. He really could go to the Clippers.
Really?
No, the other old team.
Clippers?
Yeah, Lob City 2.0.
I can see. I'll say that. I was gonna say Philly again, but they disrespected him.
They disrespected him too much. I mean, I think
he might go back because of Doc.
Because of Doc, I was just gonna say that he could go back and play for Doc. That would be
that. The Clippers he played for was Doc.
It was Doc's team. You're right.
That would be the reason.
But I'm just thinking, if I'm the Clippers, I would call him back and see if he wants to play for us again.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah.
He might go to Atlanta like everybody, all the other shooters.
That would be crazy.
They already got it.
That would be crazy. Yeah, I think he's still contractually with the Pelicans.
Oh, okay. He must have signed up. Maybe it was a 2-year deal he had with him.
He might be on his last year now or something.
I was about to say, yeah, maybe he had a 2-year deal.
Yeah, it was a 2-year deal.
Okay, I thought it was just a 1. That's why I didn't know.
That's why. Okay, yeah, he's still under his 2-year, $26 million.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So he's in a contract year.
I thought it was a 1 year. The whole.
I thought it was too.
That's what he had with Philly.
Yeah, but you know what though? Because his contract ain't that bad, and he's only getting like 13.2 a season.
Yeah.
I mean, they really could trade him before he walks. They could trade him.
I can see that happening too.
They could, because you know what, David could call in the office. David could call in the office like, "Hey, yo, Jay, I want to do you a solid. You want to go to the contender?"
Yeah, I can see them doing that.
I got Doc on the phone. He's saying they could use you over there in Philly if you want to go back and run it back one more time.
Right.
And finish his contract year with Philly, and then if they do well, he can get re-signed with a bonus. You know what I mean? Kind of bump him up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Or if him and Doc got that kind of relationship, he could take a pay cut and, you know what I mean, do like a veteran minimal type of deal. Because technically JJ made his money already.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he took them 1 year, $20 million deals.
Because you think about it, Philly, Lob City, he got paid when they was in Lob City.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think he got the bag there.
So he's already made. He's at the point in his career.
1 year, 20. He got the back-to-back 1 year, 20-year deals, and now he make 25 or whatever he making.
Yeah, he at 26.5 now. So I mean, you making almost 27 right now. You might as well take the bag you got. Tell Doc, I'll take a veteran minimal if you think we really have a shot.
And he almost there anyway.
And he at that point. He's at that point.
He almost hit the veteran minimum stage anyway.
Yeah, get the mid-level exception or the veteran minimum and keep it pushing.
1 or 2 years.
You made your money.
Exactly. Just gonna be a 6th, 7th man off the bench.
Yeah. 2, 3. You don't even gotta start. You don't even gotta start no more. You can just
He's not starting New Orleans, so
I would if I'm Steve Ballmer and your boy Dr. West. Listen, you got Patrick Beverly starting right now.
Well, he can start.
But you could have JJ Redick starting right now.
You know what I'm saying? He a better point guard. He's not even a point guard.
That's what I'm saying.
Than Patrick Beverley.
It's a no-brainer. Like I'm taking JJ all day long. Like eyes closed, I want Jay. Like automatic. Like I'm not even gonna question it. You know what I'm saying? Like so. I mean, if I'm the Clippers, I need to get on the phone and talk to David Griffin and say, hey, what can we do? What do you want? Who do you want? What can we like? Can we get Jay before he become a free agent? Because I can see him being in high demand next year.
Right.
As a free agent.
Oh, next year.
Because he knows his role. He don't overstep his boundaries. He knows his role. He's consistent. When you need him to hit that three, he gonna hit that three.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a sharpshooter.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's why he at that Kyle Korver stage now.
You took the words right out of my mouth. He's literally at the Kyle Korver stage. Literally.
Right. So, yeah.
Any team could use a JJ Redick right now. Any team could use him. The Pacers could take him.
Yeah. He fits anywhere in the league.
He fits pretty much anywhere right now.
Yeah, you put him on any team, he's good.
That's good money. Yeah, shout out to JJ, man. That dude, he does it. He plays his role and he plays it well. Never have to question that. But the trade I want to talk to you about, because you're a James Harden fan.
Absolutely.
John Wall, Russell Westbrook. For your man James Harden, does John Wall help him or does it hurt him?
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know what John Wall. I know I've seen video of John Wall working out.
He looks
great.
I posted a clip of him working out, and man, I got hella clicks off that, man. Like,
word,
John Wall back at it.
And pick up basketball. I heard he's been with James Harden in the gym.
I heard that too. Yeah.
That's where the video came from. And then, I mean, honestly, I think the better deal is for Washington.
You say Washington won the trade?
As of now. Because Westbrook and Scott Brooks' relationship.
You know what? That's probably the silver lining in the whole situation. Well, there's two. And
Bradley Beal.
Well, okay, three. I say two because you reunite Westbrook with Scott Brooks, the coach that he did his MVP seasons with, had his best years with.
Yeah.
The farthest he ever got was with Scott.
And that's Scott knows how to was too.
Scott knows how to take that energy, harness it, control it, and make it last through a postseason.
Exactly.
Right. So on the flip side, and this one's kind of a smaller victory on the Houston side, because they took more L's than they took dubs on this one.
Right.
You put John Wall, if healthy, with a hopefully healthy Boogie Cousins.
Yeah. So that's on a lower scale.
It's a lower scale. It's like you got a big dub, and
because they gotta be healthy.
You gotta be healthy.
They gotta be healthy. I mean,
they gotta be healthy.
Yeah, and it though. I mean, might depends. I heard something earlier says gonna make James Harden think about staying. Because if it works, it's great.
If it don't, it's a problem.
He gone. He gonna want to be gone if it don't work.
You know better than I do. Is James Harden in a contract year yet, or do he still got 2 more years left?
He got 2 years.
He got one of the longest contracts. Oh,
I think he got like an extension in the middle of it or something.
He had to have gotten an extension because I'm like, this dude been signed to that contract with Houston forever. It feel like because look at all.
He got an extension in the middle of his contract.
Okay.
They added a couple of years because he make 40 or 38 and 40 or something like that.
Right. So, quick question, because you're a James Harden fan, and I need you to be as transparent as possible. Turn your bias off for just a second.
Yeah.
If somebody were to run down the list of all the superstars that James Harden has been paired with throughout his entire career, you know where I'm going with this. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
You've played with multiple MVPs more than once. You've played with high caliber, high IQ players and Chris Paul and even Dwight Howard when he was still in his youth.
A young Dwight.
Huh?
A younger Dwight.
A younger Dwight. Still in his prime. One has to ask you as a fan of James Harden, at what point does he take ownership and admit that he's the
problem? It's all James Harden's fault?
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say it was all his fault, but at what point does James Harden
He got to take some responsibility for his actions.
Bro, come on, man. Like, come on. You play with your
I
best
mean,
friend.
I know. I get it.
You play with your best friend. You play with your best friend. You were 2 MVPs on the starting roster, and you couldn't make it past the Lakers. 2 MVPs.
Hold on.
2 MVPs. 2.
He played the Lakers, first of all.
And they're younger than LeBron.
They're not better than LeBron combined, though.
I didn't say that. I'm not. You putting words. I'm not saying they're better.
No, I'm not saying James Harden. He deserves a good 30% to 40% of this.
I'm about to say 30 kind of low, dog. Like 40,
I said 30 to 40. Well, because the other 60 go to one person, Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni get most of the blame.
Nah. Here's what we gonna do. You're not gonna slander and try to like swerve and curve on your man real quick. Here's what we gonna
I just said he got 30 to 40%.
No, because that year they had Kevin McHale as their coach. How far did they get?
Who was on the? They didn't have Chris Paul though either. They had
Patrick Beverly.
Oh, it was just James Harden.
Dwight. They had Dwight.
It was just James Harden. Was trying to tell me he started getting injured and everything.
Come on, man. Come on. No. Don't do it. No. Because you blaming D'Antoni when Harden was showing signs of being the player that he is at a high usage, the highest usage rate in the league.
At the time, though, he wasn't there.
Huh?
With Kevin McHale, he wasn't where he at now.
Nah, but he was knocking on the door.
He was knocking on the door, but when your head coach lets you do what you want to do, what you expect?
I feel like his whole career, he's had head coaches let him do what he wants to do outside of Scott Brooks.
I was about to say, outside of Scott Brooks, Kevin McHale, he was the only option, only offensive weapon they had with Kevin McHale, in my opinion.
Houston has created a monster. Now they don't know how to turn him off.
Oh, absolutely. Well, because I think if he goes to another team, he would know.
He had no choice.
Like if he going
ain't no other real coach putting up with that. Ain't no other real coach
going to Brooklyn with that. It's not going to work.
No.
If he going to Philly, it's not going to work because it's not going to be his team.
Exactly.
It'll be Joel's team
or Ben's team.
No, because you trade Ben Simmons for James Harden,
and that's why he's not going to Philly.
Because I'm not giving up. You got Joel Embiid is obvious.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's why he's not going to Philly.
I don't want to ask for Joel Embiid. I'm asking for Ben Simmons. I don't want Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why James Harden is not going to Philly. Because I'm not coming up off Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is the future. What we understand.
Only reason you get rid of him because his injury.
Whose?
Ben Simmons is injury prone, so that's the reason you get rid
of him. Joel is not healthy either. One can make the argument that Joel is worse off than Ben.
I can't do that. I'm gonna say Joel is
if we take Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and stack up their injuries on a list, I guarantee you Joel been hurt more than Ben. I guarantee
it. Joel's played more though.
Joel don't even play his position. My man's shooting threes instead of being in the paint.
Because Ben Simmons is always hurt. So he gotta play point center sometimes.
That's the way you want this to go.
I'm just saying. The difference is the positions. That's the only reason you don't want Joel Embiid. He's a center and he's over 300 pounds. They don't last in the NBA. That's the main reason a lot of people don't want Joel Embiid.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I think
he's not dominant in the paint like he needs to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Consistently. Exactly. I agree with that.
Ben ain't got no jump shot. So
you can work around Ben as long as you put him around shooters, i.e., Steph Curry and players of that ilk.
Yeah.
When you surround Ben with shooters and allow him to facilitate on the Magic Johnson tip, then Magic he becomes more valuable. That raises his value.
That's true.
So you can work around a Ben Simmons not wanting to shoot. Huh?
You're not trading Ben Simmons for James Harden?
No. I got a gut feeling that if you do that, the team that wins that trade is whatever team Ben Simmons lands on, because Ben Simmons is younger, he's coachable, and he's not selfish.
Doc Rivers could coach James Harden.
You said Doc Rivers can coach James Harden?
Absolutely.
That's why he won't go there.
It would be a head coach.
Like
look at Doc though.
Okay. Look at LeBron. Look at LeBron for a second. Let's look at his career.
Yeah.
Has LeBron, the only time, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only time LeBron has ever been coached was in Miami.
Well, yeah, that's Pat Riley. That's the GOAT.
Okay. And Spoelstra. And Spoelstra's basically
Pat mostly Riley. Pat Riley, though.
Exactly. So that being said, notice LeBron went back to being the coach of a team after that.
I think he respected Lue, though. He respected Tyronn Lue, though.
I ain't saying he didn't respect him, but he still ain't.
Listened to him.
Ty Lue wasn't coaching. Ty Lue almost had a heart attack. Ty Lue almost died trying to be LeBron's coach. Don't do that.
Yeah, but he listened to LeBron listened to Ty Lue more than listened to Frank Vogel.
That's disrespectful.
You know that's true though.
That's because Jason Kidd is there. That's why.
Jason Kidd's basically the head coach of Chauncey.
Jason Kidd is the coach behind the coach that's running things. You know,
coaching, waiting,
coaching, training. He's CIT.
He's the assistant head coach.
Coaching, training.
Oh, okay.
See, Jason Kidd, his coaching experiences, he was winning and losing, so they had to put him in. Like, you need to learn how to win first.
Well, and all the off-court stuff.
Then the off-the-court antics, that didn't help either.
That didn't help nothing.
Nah. We can't just, for media purposes, we can't just throw you out there as the head coach. We got to put somebody that's more likable, even though Frank Vogel has a terrible coaching record from Orlando. Okay record with the Pacers. That's what really got him on, was the Pacers. But Paul George, before Paul George became playoff P. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, he had a great regular season with the Pacers. It was the playoffs record.
Postseason. Postseason.
Was horrible.
Then Orlando just was bad all around. He was worse than Steve Clifford, and that's saying a lot. You know how much I feel about Steve Clifford.
Yeah, I know.
The fact that somebody was actually worse than Steve Clifford is sad, to say the least. But for this next part, since we're talking about James Harden, I hate saying this phrase. It's a very old classic phrase, but it fits this particular part of the show right now. And until they get their stuff together,
right,
we're gonna have a new segment. You ready? It's called Houston, We Have a Problem.
That's messed up.
Just like how we talk Phillip Rivers on the next joint, but it's like how I have a whole.
I can't wait for that.
We're gonna get on that. We're gonna get on that.
I can't wait for that segment.
We got to get to the NBA first to get to the NFL.
I know. I can't wait for that one.
So I say, Houston, we have a problem. And in this segment, I'm going to talk about the fact that Houston has given up multiple first-round draft picks. You got rid of Chris Paul too soon at the request of James Harden, which I understand. But it was a bad move because y'all been pretty much suffering from that decision and like a domino effect since then. Because y'all got rid of CP3.
Yeah,
brought in Russell for a year, but y'all gave up picks in order to get that done. Then you had to send another pick off with the Wizards to get him gone, to get John Wall in. So you got rid of a bad contract in exchange for another bad contract.
Yeah. Well, which one was worse? John Wall contract worse than Westbrook?
They're the same.
I know, but I'm talking about because of what type of player you're gonna get. You know what you're gonna get from Westbrook.
True, but here's the thing with John Wall that they're hoping. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. It's hope.
That's a lot. That's a lot that I got hope.
I can't even finish. I can't even get it off.
Go ahead.
Hope John Wall is younger. John Wall's a better passer. John Wall. They hope. And Russell.
What?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. Here's the difference between John Wall.
Russell averaged 9 assists a game.
Those were forced. Don't do that. That's not his natural game. Stop it. That
it was, OKC it was.
You gonna sit here with he had no choice. He got addicted to the triple double and being called Mr. Triple Double. So he was doing it for stats. He's a stat pattern.
What with James Harden made him.
Where was Mr. Triple Double in Houston?
Well, that wasn't his fault, was it? You already say James Harden don't pass the ball.
No, it ain't about that. If Russell is really the guy that averages 9 assists per game that you say he is, he would have averaged 9 assists per game. He would have averaged. He would have told James. He said, "I'm bringing the ball up the court. You get over there in the corner, and I'm gonna pass you the ball."
That's his boy.
Exactly.
That's his boy, though. So he said he's coming into somebody else's territory.
Okay, it still didn't work. So
I didn't say it worked. I'm just
saying. What difference does it make? It don't make a difference.
It don't.
It didn't make no difference. In fact, Rockets got less. They regressed. They didn't even go as far as they went with Chris Paul.
Oh, no, I agree.
And we knew this when they made the deal. I said, "Oh, they're not going to make it to the conference finals. Not without Chris Paul. A person that knows their role, can play off the ball, something James Harden simply just refuses to do."
Why would he? He don't have to, apparently.
Well, nobody has never held him. Nobody's holding him accountable.
And now
I've yet to hear anybody from the Rockets front office hold James Harden's feet to the fire.
I think the new head coach will.
He better. Now he might lose it.
That's why the reporters he want to leave.
He might lose his job though.
Who's?
Silas.
In 1 year?
You know what? Based on the history of black coaches in the NBA, he got a short leash. You pissed off the superstar, the franchise, you might not have a job next season.
I think they would trade James Harden before that happens.
I would hope so. Because Houston can't afford no more bad press. They still reeling from what happened in China with Daryl Morey.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they couldn't bring him back.
Yeah, I heard everything is good though now with that. I heard they fixed it.
No, they passed it up. I'm saying it looked bad on Houston. It's still fresh.
Yeah.
We haven't forgot about that.
It's barely been a year.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to fire a black head coach 1 year out after you just got done pissing off a whole continent country. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
So you don't want to do that. You don't want to. Because it just looks bad on your marketing. You're gonna lose ticket sales, and you know how Houston get down.
Right.
So if you fire a black head coach and over James Harden, then it's just a whole nother situation. But we'll leave Houston alone for now. They got enough on their plate, and hopefully get back to the Western Conference Finals that they most likely will not get back to anytime soon. But I'm gonna leave that there. Let's move on. Brandon Ingram, New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. See, it's been a couple of weeks. I almost forgot.
It's been about a week or so since he got the ball. I want to kind of recap on it, get your thoughts on it. I know you're a big BI fan.
Oh, yeah, I like Brandon.
Former Laker, got paid 5 years, $158 million.
Cash it in, man.
Over or under?
I think he deserved about what he got. Whatever the max rookie deal, that's what it was. Because it was all of them that signed it, right?
You talking about him, Tatum, Donovan.
I think Murray signed
Tatum one. Did. Yeah, I think it was Tatum, Murray, Donovan, and him. Yeah.
Yeah, all them signed. I think he deserves it. He was an all-star.
So you're saying he hit the marks? He earned that $158 million.
Oh yeah, he had career highs on everything. Hopefully he could contain it, but I'm not sure because I think it's going to be Zion's team.
Right.
Then they're going to make him more of an offensive weapon.
Okay. So what's your expectations for BI now that he got the bag? What's the expectation now?
I mean, what do you average? 25? I can see him averaging around there. 20, 23, 24, 25.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. I get that part. You're talking about as far as his individual stats. I'm saying what's his expectations for
as a team?
Overall team?
He got to be the leader. He got to be the leader of the team. They got to go. He got to carry him to the playoffs.
As the number one option?
I think he should be the number one option.
With Zion on the court?
I think he should be the number one option. He showed it.
Do you honestly think?
I think Zion needs to be conditioned though.
Okay. Let's take a step back because we gotta give him some context with this. The new head coach is Stan Van Gundy. It's no longer Alvin Gentry.
I forgot Stan. Yeah.
Based on what you know from Stan's experiences in Detroit,
Stan
Orlando, who is he more likely to tailor his coaching style towards? Zion or Brandon Ingram?
mean, it would point towards Zion because he likes big men. That's his coaching.
Now you see
tree.
my
But he's
point.
been out the league though he's been out a couple years.
Yeah, but look at not to go deviate too far from the NBA, but look at Mike McCarthy down in Dallas and what he's done with them, being a coach that was out of the league for a couple years.
Yeah.
Versus what he was doing in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You can't teach the moral of the story is simple. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I don't see, honestly, as much as I want the New Orleans Pelicans to make a run, they're in the West, which is stacked.
Right. I'm not saying they in the playoffs. I just think they could fight for an 8-9. That's why I got them.
At bet, and I, you know me, Pelicans, that's my team. I was rooting for them in the bubble and everything. But absolutely. When you have Monty Williams in Phoenix, former Pelicans head coach, basically creating the franchise and taking them from ashes and making them actually relevant again. They literally were undefeated in the bubble.
First of all, we both got Phoenix in the playoffs.
Phoenix is going to the playoffs. They have no choice. They have no choice. Devin Booker has no choice at this point.
Yeah, zero choice.
It's now or never.
You a $200 man, $200 million man,
and you got Chris Paul with you. That's an automatic.
And you went 8 on the bubble. So I mean, hey.
Chris Paul, barring injury, if Chris Paul's hamstrings can hold up a whole 70 games or 72 games, I think they're doing 72 games this year.
Yeah, 70, whatever, yeah.
He took a team that had a 0.3% chance of making the playoffs and took the Houston Rockets to 7 games.
Oh, absolutely.
If he can do that with OKC, and you put his talent, IQ, off ball next to a Devin Booker and make Devin Booker and you take Devin Booker out of the 1 and make him a 2, a catch and shoot.
And you got DeAndre Ayton in the middle.
And you got the players around him. You still got Cameron Johnson. You still have a roster.
They should be at least a 5 seed.
I need to see Phoenix going up against the Utah Jazz at 4 and 5.
They need to be at least a 5 seed.
Or I need Devin Booker to go head to head against Damian Lillard and the Trailblazers. I need to see it.
Ooh.
I need to see Dame Dollar.
Paul won't get his hamstring pulled.
I need to see Dame Dollar.
So you got to switch Chris Paul and Devin Booker off then.
Whatever it takes. I gotta see that. I gotta see that.
Because if he guards Dame, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be over with.
If who guards Dame?
CP3.
No, we're gonna switch that.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
We'll put CP on CJ.
Yeah, a bad back and a pull hamstring.
There you go. A hamstring and a bad back. That's a good combo. We'll put them over there.
Exactly.
I want to see D Book,
CP3 hurt.
Dame Dollar, and D Book and Dame Dollar going head to head in 7-game series. Best of 7. Who you got?
Exactly.
Who you got?
I'm going with Dame Dollar. But it'll be interesting though.
It's gonna be a fight.
It would probably take 7.
It's gonna take 7 because CP3 ain't going out like CP3 ain't going out like that.
A hard 6 or a tough 7.
Yeah,
it would take 50 pretty much every game. You have to average 45 to 50.
Wow.
And Devin might average around the same. That's gonna be the problem. Because Devin Booker is like Kobe reincarnated almost.
And you putting a Kobe like with CP3?
Exactly.
But before we wrap up, I do want to get to one more thing on there I wanted to cover because Miami's my team, my sleeper team yet again. Because people probably don't even expect to go back to the finals. Huh?
Are they still sleepers though?
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna be looked as sleepers no more.
They're not gonna be looked at as favorites either.
Well, because you got Brooklyn, but they right behind them.
They're probably gonna be third or fourth seed again, just like last year.
Yeah, I mean, but when you talk, you're gonna hear more talking about them. Though.
Yeah, but not much. You know what? They're talking about Miami more about who's gonna get Giannis than they are about who's gonna go to the finals again.
Yeah,
they're in the conversation for free agency 2021 more than who's going to the championship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like right now, I want to talk more about your thoughts on Bam Adebayo, 5-year, $195 million.
No, I was saying he got his deal too.
Over under.
I didn't think he was going to sign. They were trying to hold. From what I heard, they were trying to hold off.
Yeah.
So they could save the money.
So over under.
Do
you feel like he got overpaid or underpaid?
I think he got what he deserved. I mean, what's that? 30? About 30 million?
Yeah, about.
It might be a little overpayment, but
it's closer to. It's really honestly, it's closer to it'd be less than that because you break it down 200. It'd be basically 200 million 5 years, about 40, like right under 40.
I might be a little overpaid. Not by much though.
Yeah, not by much. You think
that's what the market paying? I mean,
yeah,
and it's going in NBA market goes up every year.
True.
Either goes up or stay the same.
I think it stayed the same this year because of COVID, but yeah, it usually goes up.
Yeah, but it's gonna go up after that.
Yeah.
As soon as they start getting the arena money in, it's going back up.
Right.
No, I mean I think he got what sounded about right.
I just need them to get back to the finals either this year or next year.
Oh yeah.
They gotta get back. Because Jimmy put his heart and soul in this team, and I'd hate for him to never get back to that stage.
You usually don't pay big men that type of money, but he only 24, 25. I mean, he'll still be good at 28.
You can make it make sense, I guess. You can make that notion.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about him making 38 million, 39.
Right.
It is what it is. He's good. He deserves it. He's 20 and 10. 20 and 12 or whatever.
Definitely. With that being said, for right now, man, I mean that's really the NBA catch up. I mean, is there anything else that we missed in news right now that you can think of I think we covered.
Nothing I could think of from last episode. No, nothing I can really think of.
Okay. Well, for those of y'all who don't know, training camp did start December 1st. So we're in our first. I'm sorry.
It did start the 1st.
Yeah, it did start on the 1st.
I didn't know it started yet. Training camp. Okay, preseason start next week.
Training camp.
Couple exhibition games next week.
Yeah. So I did find out. I believe it's either 48 or 58 cases of COVID in the first testing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So about
but that's
like 8-9% of the league had positive COVID tests when they did the first round of testing.
I did see Golden State's. They had to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
They just do individual. That's gonna be the problem, but they figured it out last time. So I mean, guess you just gotta expect it.
They figured it out better than the MLB and the NFL. That's for sure.
Yeah. See, with the MLB and NBA though, you can kind of figure it out easier because they play every day.
Right.
You just move around some days.
Right.
It's a little easier to move around the schedule than NFL. NFL, oh God.
That has been nothing short of atrocious the last few weeks, man.
Right. They just push. We almost done. That's how they feel. They're like, we almost done with it, man.
Yeah. Let's get this over with. So we can get a crown champ and move forward.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this actual all NBA edition. So guys, make sure you follow GTA Sports Network, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel GTA Sports. Don't forget GTASportsNet.com for all things sports. And stay tuned. We're gonna do a part 2. We're gonna cover all the NFL and get you guys up to speed post Thanksgiving, going into the holiday season. Tone, let them know where they can find you, man.
Instagram Tone_Fresh08.
All right, and you can follow me at Ty Slatter on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. And until next time, it's Ty Slatter. Antonio Turner. Yeah. All right. In this here, stop the recording.